industrial placement at Thomas Westcott. In this video, I will look back on my year at Thomas Westcott by examining what I have learned from the experience and how it will help me in the future. Now, Thomas Westcott is a top 70 UK accountancy firm, and it has 21 partners in 13 locations across Devon. They offer a range of services such as audit, tax and advisory in a variety of sectors, most notably the agricultural and the charity industries. The firm also offers excellent training to its 150 employees, whilst doing a lot of work in the local community by running events such as fun runs and quiz nights. They also put on a lot of networking events with other professional business providers. Thomas Westcott's Exeter office is based in Southernhay, which is the hub of the city's financial district. As you can see, there are many different businesses down here, such as solicitors, bankers, estate agents and stockbrokers, many of which are our clients. I've spent 7 of my months here in Exeter, while spending the other 5 months in the crediting office. I joined Thomas Westcott because I wanted to gain a year's experience in a professional firm of chartered accountants that will hopefully make me more employable in the future. I carried out my placement at a smaller firm so that I experienced a wider breadth of work experience and possibly greater responsibility. Exeter is the county town of Devon and is located on the River Exe. It is currently rated as one of the top 10 most profitable places for a business to be located. There are currently 60,000 people working in Exeter, 35,000 of which commute into the city every day. This provides Thomas Westcott with a range of clients, most notably the not-for-profit sector, the agricultural sector and also the tourism sector. This has allowed me to carry out a variety of work for different clients during my time here. The most enjoyable part of my time at Thomas Westcott has probably been the variety of jobs that I've been given. So for example, since I've been in the Exeter office, I've benefited from being part of the audit team, whilst I've also carried out tax and VAT returns, which has really made me think about my skills and improve them as I go on. I've also been able to work with clients in a variety of different sectors. As I mentioned before, Thomas Westcott has many different clients, and in the Exeter office I've worked with many, including plumbers, electricians, but also bigger firms such as builders and tourism. In addition to that, I've also been having a lot of team bonding sessions in the Exeter office. That has improved because I'm now in a room with more people my age, which has allowed me to go to networking events with them and also play for the Thomas Westcott football team. Whilst I was in the crediting office, I was also provided with a lot of responsibility. So for example, I was answering the phone and also carrying out backups on the computers there. Although this hasn't been as prevalent in Exeter, I've still been able to talk to clients on a regular basis, and I've also been provided with more responsibility by being given different jobs. There were times in the Exeter office where I didn't have any work to do because there wasn't any work coming into the office. Obviously it's allowed me to gain a wider variety of experiences in different administrative departments, but obviously I would have actually preferred to be doing accountancy work. Another disadvantage in the Exeter office was that I didn't always have a clear line of authority. I was carrying out work for a variety of different managers and partners, which obviously once again provided me with a greater variety of work, but it also made it difficult to tell who I was being led by during my placement. In crediting, there are also a number of disadvantages. Maybe the most important one was that all my jobs were accounts preparation jobs, and although they did have many differing clients, they were very similar jobs. I didn't quite get around the experience, but that has improved in Exeter since I've been carrying out tax and VAT work and also audit work, as I mentioned earlier. Also in crediting, it was a quiet office. It didn't have as many extracurricular activities, if you like, as the Exeter office has, so that's another aspect which has improved since my last reflective report. And in addition, the technology in crediting sometimes did break down. It took a little while for the IT manager to repair it. There are no such problems in Exeter because he is on site and available when you need him. So although there were disadvantages of being in the crediting office, they were levelled out by the positives that I was given more responsibility and credit, and I was also given a more rounded view of each job there, as I got to see it through from start to finish, whereas in Exeter, when I was carrying out a large audit job, for example, that may not necessarily have been the case. Well, I've learned during the placement that I have the technical skills to be able to thrive in an accountancy environment. Obviously, I've carried out 2 years of my university degree already, and a lot of that came in useful when I was carrying out accounts preparation jobs as well as tax and audit work. So that was very reassuring. I've also benefited from my strong ability to be able to solve problems. So when I'm carrying out a job, if I encounter an issue, I will carry out research, ask others, and then hopefully solve the problem by myself. I've also got good teamwork skills, which has come in useful, especially on audits where you have to work together in a team, and I've been able to communicate well with my peers. As for weaknesses, IT skills were a slight weakness going into the job, but I feel that this has improved during my time at Thomas Westcott, as I've gained more confidence at using programs such as Sage and Pro Audit. Another thing that I wasn't used to when I started was communicating with clients on a regular basis, as I was accredited. Again, I feel that having the responsibility of answering the phone and answering the door in the crediting office has improved this aspect. Another weakness that I'd like to work on in the future is my confidence to ask for more jobs from partners and managers. At certain times in the extra office there was no work available, whereas maybe in the future, if that happened, I would ask the partner if I could shadow him in a meeting, or maybe ask to be moved to another office. Firstly, as I discussed in my first reflective report, reflective learning has been a huge aspect of my year at Thomas Westcott. John Dewey, for example, said that we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. And I've done this regularly, and as Sean explained, the most successful evaluation requires employees to reflect on what they have done and formulate plans for the future. I've been able to do this on a regular basis through self-evaluation as well as carrying out reports such as these. In addition, Annette said that another important part of reflective learning is asking for feedback from others. I've been fortunate enough to have this at Thomas Westcott through asking my peers for advice and also through carrying out 3 appraisals during the year. Well, as for clients, when I started in the crediting office, I was fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to talk to clients on the phone, and as they came into the office, I had to build up a good rapport with clients on a more informal basis before introducing them to the partner. Since I've been an extra, I haven't had quite as much regular contact with clients, but when I have had contact, it's been on a more formal basis, for example, while I've been out on audit. So it's been important to keep on the client's side so that they can provide the information that we need, and also so that we can work with them in the future. This has been a steep learning curve for me, but I feel that I have improved that aspect as I have gone on. As for managers in the business, fortunately enough I've got on well with all the managers and partners that I've worked for, especially John Potter, who's been my mentor during the year. I've taken on all the feedback that's been provided because obviously the people that are working at Thomas Westcott are some of the most knowledgeable and experienced accountancy workers around. I've also worked in a variety of departments during my time here, which has helped me learn to deal with different people in different ways and also provided me with more long-term contacts. One thing that I would like to work on in the future is my confidence in asking the partner for more responsibility. This could involve asking to go along to one of their meetings with a client, or maybe being moved to another office if there isn't any work available. I've also been working hard on my IT skills this year, but I could develop these further by carrying out courses outside of work to make sure that they are perfect, ready for the accountancy sector when I go into it full time. In addition, I'd like to have attended more networking events at Thomas Westcott, and this is something that hopefully I will be able to do in the future if I work at a bigger company. And finally, I'd like to be more confident in asking other people for help. Sometimes it's a bit daunting when you go into the office for the first time and you don't know the people around you, and maybe you're not confident enough to ask them, but I think you should do, as this can help you greatly, and you're only going to learn by talking to other people. I'd now like to start hunting for a graduate job, probably in a bigger firm, so that I can benefit from the superior training, and therefore I can get my ACA qualification. That may in turn lead me back to a smaller firm, as this would give me greater responsibility and a differing variety of work as I have had this year in Thomas Westcott. In order to be able to achieve this, I'll need to improve my CV and also my interview techniques so that I have a greater chance of being successful in the job hunt. I hope you've enjoyed my video diary. Thank you for watching.